Testing. There we go. Testing the mic. All right. Good deal. I'm gonna do what I did last week. All right, we'll be starting here in about 1 minute, guys. Uno momento, por favor. Making sure all my settings are correct. Did a stream last week for an hour with no audio. Pretty smart. All right, looks like everything checks out. Let's turn off this music and get it in. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, let's scroll to price action. What's up, guys? It is Z Rex. It's no noise time. It is Friday. We are doing the shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I still haven't nailed the time exactly, but I'm shooting between 9 and 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So we're just shy of that right now. It's about 10:30. So look for it in that window. I'm still kind of hashing out. I think I'm going to be picking 10 o'clock. I'm pretty sure that's the one I'm going to land on. But right now, that's kind of the window that it's going to pop up in until I get all that hashed out. All right. Enough of that. Let's go to price action. And we haven't looked at total market cap on this in a while. So let's go ahead and look. This is total market cap for the crypto sector. I just wanted to see how helpful this is. It pretty much just looks like Bitcoin since Bitcoin is most of the market. So let's just go to Bitcoin. Not really seeing anything too sexy there. All right. Oh gosh, let's get that down here out of the way. We don't need to see that now. All right, here is Mama Bear's chart. We're still just struggling up on the trend line. So there's not really much else to add from the last few streams, really. We're just going sideways. We're just kind of flagging out up here, just not really doing much. It is attempting to kind of incrementally make higher highs, like on these last 5, 6 candles, but pretty lackluster. Nothing really getting going. And you can see here, this resistance at 23, about 200 is very, very solid still. And I'm on the 458, which if you don't have the paid sub, you can just do, because you can't do custom time frames on the free one, but you can just do like an 8 hour. It's pretty much an 8 hour. And we're just like struggling. I mean, look at that. I mean, it is pretty much dead even right there around 23.2. Just kind of barely just chugging along. I do think that if we even dip below this 22.2 level, we probably at least test over here at 20,000 handle and maybe a little bit lower. But right now, it's just not really any new information. Just kind of struggling to do anything. Pretty boring price action for the last week or so. I mean, I guess if we want to try to take a bull side, it's good that it's not breaking down and it's just consolidating up here. So, I mean, that's pretty decent. But on the bearish side, it's like, man, we're just right up here on this trend line and just not doing anything. It's kind of a meh price action right now. Let's see what futures are doing. Futures are actually still below the trend line, struggling right around the 200 MA, which is this dotted gray line there. That is the 200 moving average, simple moving average. And we're just getting all squeezed up here between the shorter term and longer term. The yellow is a 21 and the orange is a 55. And those are EMAs, so those are not simple. They go a little bit faster. Weekly, still that major resistance at 24,000. And that's the same too. I just can't get super bullish and fully bull boner erect until we really get above that 24K level comfortably. Oh, give me one sec. Sorry. All right. Yeah, so until we get above that, it's kind of meh. GBDC, kind of the same thing. GBDC is actually still struggling at the local high here, which is pretty interesting. So it's not even making a higher high yet. It has broken the trend line and the 21 EMA, like the spot price and futures, but just kind of we're just lollygagging here, and really that 24K area is kind of the line in the sand for bulls. Bidos kind of just chilling here. This chart's not really that useful because it's only been around, a year ish. So kind of same shit, different day on Bitcoin. Now we are getting a higher open and close here, so that is good. So this potentially could build higher lows. Now we do have the higher high on the weekly against this price action. And if we close up here, we actually have another one up above here. So it's like 50-50 right now. It's so close to wanting to flip into a bullish posturing, but we're just not quite out of the woods yet. Let's go to, again, not much has changed since Wednesday's video. Ethereum just kind of chilling, also right around this major horizontal around 1600-ish, kind of just lollygagging up here. Let's see. We have lost momentum on the DMI, and the way I read that is I consider when it goes back under 26, the Bulls, like obviously they're still above the Bears, but when it goes back below 26, they've kind of lost their mojo for the most part. And you can see that too here on the RSI below this little special moving average I have on it. And we've kind of just lost most of the momentum here on the daily. Let's go out to the week, or not the weekly, sorry. Let's go down to the 8 hour ish, we'll call it. Yeah, and you can see actually the Bears are trying to regain their strength. This is just, again, man, January is just a really important close on the monthly. And I know I've said that a lot in the last week or so, but it's just it's just the way it is. January is, and you can go look on my ideas page for that. If you go to that, I think it's my last one that I posted, and I got a lot of details and stuff on that about the January action. But that'll probably give us a good base to play off of, which is, I think, in the 16,000 ish area on the low. So that possibly could be the low of this cycle. But back to Ethereum, we're just kind of struggling here, man. We're not even above the trend line on Ethereum like on Bitcoin. So Bull still got arguably quite a bit more work to do on Unicorn Shirt, man. Let's see what futures say. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Price could not dictate, or I'm sorry, the 200 moving average cannot dictate price any better than this. It's literally just stamped right on top of it, kind of just lollygagging around. Nothing really too exciting about that. And on futures, I like to ratchet down to the 3 hour because it's not traded full 24/7 like spot prices. So it has limited time. So the 3 hour I find works a little bit better on the futures. We did just get a little gap here. It did fill it. But we're already kind of, I mean, there's just no follow through the bulls here. I don't really like that. And with this super vertical move and just not really getting any follow through yet, doesn't mean that they can't do it, but it's just getting a little sus. It's a little sus right now. And now we're almost starting to round off here on, let me show you kind of what I'm looking at. We're kind of, whoa. Oh my gosh. Can't draw very good. Kind of getting a little rounding action on Litecoin. It led the market very well all the way back since on a weekly. You can see since about October. Well, it was about November, late October, November. So we're kind of also just struggling here. It is one of the only charts that does have higher lows confirmed and higher highs confirmed. So that's good for Litecoin, but again, man, if Mama Bear doesn't get over 24K, Litecoin is not going to just rally to 100, 120. I mean, yeah, anything can happen for sure, but the probabilities of that are pretty low. But again, I can't get too bearish on this as long as it's above $80. But I just, I'm just really surprised that it hasn't even really made another attempt at 24K on Mama Bear. So just very cautiously optimistic here. That's kind of my stance for this price action. And a lot of these are going to be all the same crap, struggling right under the 21. I mean, because everything's just been going sideways. So it's all going to be pretty much the same shit. XRP, yep, nothing. Attempting to break out, but not quite confirmed. Maybe this week, here in a couple of days on Sunday night, we might have the first open and close above 21. But again, I hang my hat on Mama Bear with Bitcoin. I mean, if Bitcoin's not making higher highs and higher lows, it's very rare that any shitcoin is going to get momentum. Stellar is not being too stellar right now. It's just sitting right up under the 21 EMA. And again, like I said, I'm going to fan through these real quick because there's just not really much more information on these shit coins. So we're just getting squeezed in here. You could call this a flag action. Oh my gosh, where's my drawing tool? You could call this a little flag right here. And I think we measured this out the other day, and it was to about 8 cents or so on this formation. But again, Mama Bear, where are you at? Where are you at? Dot, the polka dot, same thing. I mean, it's trying to flip here, but it's just, we do have an open and close above the trend line. Now, if we could get over the 21, yeah, that would be kind of nice. And maybe we get a shot to like 850 ish. But again, Mama Bear, 24K, super, super important. Cardano, Mr. Hodgkinson. It's not, I mean, this is maybe an open and close above it here in a couple of days. But it's just like, whatever. Oh, let me turn this damn stupid notification crap off because that probably comes through on the mic. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah, just whatever. Just nothing really new. Let's zoom down a little. I mean, we don't get, if this is also rounding too. Like, we don't get any push by the bulls getting a little bit higher above like 39 pennies. This is going to start to round out and look like distribution. So we are starting to see that in some of these shit coins, Litecoin included. Kind of just in the middle of this damn range. The Link Marines aren't really doing jack shit. This is super dangerous. I wouldn't take a trade up or down here if it was me. It's just two. I mean, this is 50-50 at best. And with Mama Bear struggling, what the hell ever. Oh, look, same thing here on EOS. I mean, all these are pretty much exactly the same. We haven't done shit since last week. And really, we haven't done shit since 2 weeks ago. I mean, you can see most of these candles are just lining up with the tops of the price action from the second week of January. So, or first week of January, sorry. BCH is trying to flip. We actually do have an open and close above the trend line and the 21. So, maybe 140 is major resistance on that. I wouldn't look for much past that until Mama Bear can get past 24, not 140. Jesus Christ, it's way high. 24K. So, yeah, it's okay-ish, but Roger Ver need to do some more work. Man, BSV, just absolute garbage. It's been sideways for since December. I mean, really, without this little, it actually is making higher highs and higher lows now over the last, actually, really back to the summer. So, oddly enough, a privacy coin here looks pretty damn decent above about 169. Nothing's really changed there. We are getting higher highs, higher lows on the daily, too. Support on the daily is a little bit lower, about 167 handle. But, I don't like this bearish divergence on the daily from this point to this point, and we are losing momentum. So both of the DMI oscillators are between 16 and 26, which I consider like a neutral zone. No one really has momentum there, and they're both in it, so that kind of tells me they're battling it out still for the Momo. So just not really anything sexy there. Zcash, garbage. Dash, I mean, right up against the trend line. Same shit, different day. There's just not much to really talk about. And that happens in price action sometimes. Oh, let's see. Dogecoin still kind of lollygagging here. It did rally a little bit off of that low that looked kind of good crossing up, but it's just not, man, we're just not really there again. It's just the same narrative as this whole week, really. It's bulls are trying, but they're just, I don't think they're trying hard enough just quite yet. But as long as this is riding this trend line, hey, whatever. Above about 8 pennies, it's all right. Nothing too crazy. Let's zoom in a little bit. Yeah, bears are trying to retest and challenge the bulls here. Well, maybe we get a little bit more of that rounded action we're seeing on some of the lower time frames on a lot of these altcoins. So that is interesting. So bulls really need to pick it up here is kind of still the narrative. H&T, whatever, just pumped really hard a couple weeks ago, but we got this little shooting star rejection and right underneath the 21. I mean, you can't really get too excited on this one until it's back above $3 comfortably, which I would consider at least a few daily candles open and close above that. Did we even get any of those above 3? Yeah, we did. We got like 2-ish right here, and then immediate sell pressure from the bears. Just not quite there yet, man. V-Chain pumping a little bit today. Oh, dang. So V-Chain is attempting to break here, but look where it is, right up against the 25-ish penny major resistance. So again, just like most of these other damn coins, man, just almost everything is still the same. Bulls are trying, but they need to keep trying and keep the momentum going, or the bears can easily pull them down because, over the long-term structure, they're still dominant for sure. Atom, whatever, kind of right up against longer terms. We haven't challenged this local high here at about 1430, so whatever. Nothing. And again, I hang my hat on Mama Bear and Ethereum, Mama Bear, aka Bitcoin, until that really breaks. It's just kind of meh. Osmos looks like garbage. Don't care about that. Ton is actually trying to do something different, which it has been for a while, to be fair. We've mentioned this a bunch of times. We're just rallying. It actually did retest this flat horizontal zone at about $2, and its bulls are actually attempting to rally this again. So this actually looks kind of good, man. We cleared 260. It's the one that's been kind of defying the market all the way since the summer. So that's pretty interesting. Where would I change my mind on this? We start getting comfy below 220, and I would start to change my mind on the bullish structure of this. But overall, this looks actually like one of the best looking coins out there, which is kind of pretty damn funny. All right, let's go to ES now. The majors for the normies. We are rallying pretty good. We got this nice little hammer candle at the top of range that did get follow through, so that's pretty sexy. Let's zoom in a little bit. Today we're getting some pumpage as well. So that level that we're watching still is the important level, which is this 40, 80-ish area, which we are above now. If we zoom into the super daily or the super crack time frames, we are just kind of getting a little bit sloppy here. These are pretty big moves. I mean, we're about 0.75% just up and down from the open, which is 8:30 Central Time. We're just kind of flip-flopping here. But let's zoom out so it's a little bit cleaner, easier to read. And if we get this open first, if we close above this 40, 80-ish area, that is a nice attempt. Then we need to see an open and close above that to actually confirm this as a higher low from this structure. Then it actually would be making higher highs and higher lows on a weekly, and that would be pretty sexy for bulls on normie markets. We are right up against that major horizontal. 4080 is no joke. And it's also right here with the mama, this purple line, which is Eller's moving average. You can get that on TradingView if you want. Mine's a little bit tweaked, but you can it is a free indicator. So, but we're getting a little resistance in confirmation that that 4080 handle is very important for bulls to flip. And one thing to note too is the bulls don't have momentum yet. You know, they're well below 26, and I know everyone's thinking, "Oh, this is it." I'm seeing that a lot from my trading friends and groups I'm in. It's just like, "Oh, we're flipped. It's bullish. It's not going down." And it's attempting to paint that picture, and everyone's saying this is a inverted head and shoulders. Let me draw it out for you. Which it is a decent one. The problem is it's sloped down like this. Those have a way less probability of playing out versus a traditional textbook one that looks like this, where it's more flat. The neckline's more flat. So, you know, these play out way more better than these. When they're slanted like this, kind of, you have to question it a little bit. And just given kind of also where the structure is, we're barely now building out the full shoulder pattern here on the right shoulder. So, and technically, if you were a super technical trader, you wouldn't even take the trade until this is confirmed to close above about that 4080 area. So, um, and a lot of people I know like to pre-draw patterns, especially in crypto. Like I've seen so many people do this. It would have been just like, let's say, to about this part of the chart, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's inverted head and shoulders, dude. You just buy it, man." I don't know. I'm just some dude on the internet, whatever. But in my experience, do not trade that way. Pre-drawing patterns is a recipe for um, death on your bank account, at least in my experience. And we also do have a trend line cross a little bit above that 4080 area. So this is a huge, huge area of contention for the bulls. Let's go to NASDAQ. NASDAQ's pumping up pretty good. Nice weekly candle so far. Oh, one thing I did want to mention real quick on the monthly chart. I saw this last night when I was just kind of checking some shit out. Look at these monthlies, man. So for the past like really since the summer, I mean, we're moving at 10% almost every single month, up, down, up, down, up, down. That is crazy. That's big moves. I mean, on average, like the S&P does, you know, maybe 7 to 10% a year over the last like 70 years or something. And we're just doing that up and down every month for the last 6 to 8 months. Like that's pretty wild on with the VIX, but maybe there's just other ways to hedge and people aren't using just the SPY options. And so, I don't know. Something is totally off with that. Since the VXX blew up a little while ago, it seems to just be a little foobarred. But back to just price action. We are getting a higher. This could be a first open and close today, which is probably pretty likely. I mean, it would have to crash really hard to not do that. Have to give up all these gains. But on the daily, we are about to get an open and close above this range at about 12,000, a little bit above that. And so, you know, maybe this actually Nasdaq is trying to flip here. Again, we do have a lot of resistance right above here, but I mean, on the lower time frames, you know, the bulls definitely are attempting. So we just need a little bit more time. Just that's been the narrative. One candle does not make a trend change. So don't forget that. Yeah, it looks good. It looks sexy, but one candle is not flipping a trend of lower highs and lower lows over the past year, right? So you can't be like, oh, one candle of the last 52 says it's bullish. It doesn't really work that way. It's close. They are trying. All right, we're back. All right, let's go to not back, but let's go to the Dow. It's kind of just semi flagging out here and just chilling. I mean, nice range since early November. A little lackluster price action here compared to the other majors. Major resistance at 34.3. Until we get back above that, I can't really get too excited about this. And why is this kind of. Let's look at the Dow Jones real quick, the trends index. Yeah, and we're not getting really any follow through here. I mean, it's building a okay chart above like 14,000 on the transportations. But we're kind of getting a little struggle here, and you can even see that on DMI. DMI, we attempted to get in the power zone, which is what I call above 26, and immediately rejected. And now we're just kind of sitting in the neutral zone with bulls and bears, just while they try to figure out what they want to do. And this could be deemed as like a distribution type pattern where it's kind of curling over and not really able to make new highs after one, two, three attempts. And by new highs, I mean over this high right here. So that's kind of interesting that Dow isn't following through. Let's go to Russell. The rut. The rut is also struggling at major resistance. Nothing's really changed about that from the low 1900s. It is attempting. I do, on a bullish note, I do like yesterday's candle. That is open and close above this range. To be hanging a little bit of the hats on. And that will be actually done next week. I think midweek on Tuesday or Wednesday. And again, look at these monthly candles, man. Down 8, up 10, 2, 9, 10. I mean, it's just this is whipsawing people's accounts like a madman. That's pretty brutal price action if you're watching your portfolio all the time and you're just like holding. You're like, "Oh yeah, oh no, oh yeah, oh damn it." Yeah, it's pretty roller coaster esque, right? Is this a bottoming type head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders? No, no, it's not. This is just kind of like a range. Let's see. You can pretty much chalk that up as a range between. Oh my god, I just randomly drew that. It's 1666, perfect, and about where we are now. So almost bullish, like so many other charts. And I don't like that. That makes me really question a lot of this rally. Is that we're just almost bullish everywhere, whether it's crypto or stocks or oil or I mean, it's literally like almost everything. It's crazy. Oh, let's see. All right, so the DAX looks pretty damn good here, actually. Above 14.6, the DAX is actually pretty sexy. I like this on the DAX. Let's see where we are out on some fib action. Pulling some fibs. All right, we're in deep Okay, so this is actually the super test zone. When you let me redraw this so I can kind of explain this. So when you get into this 786, 886 zone, this is like the really important area for right now will be the bulls testing the bears. If they can start getting above that and comfortably be here without immediate rejection, then the momentum is likely to flip to that side. So we're right here contending it. We haven't got any follow through yet, but this is an interesting spot. So this is either going to be like an epic short spot right here, or we're going to see some flipping. A lot of times, this is usually a pretty good short back to at least the 618. But sometimes it does just blow through it. You never know. But you don't know shit, right? We are testing. Oh, look at this. It lines up right up underneath all this. So this is very interesting. Again, rallying up to major resistance into the 786, 886 area. So shit, again, one more chart chalking up to the major resistance zones. It's literally like freaking everything, man. It is so crazy. All right, let's go to oil. Just an incremental by like 20 pennies into the power zone and then just rejection. So bulls are not able to really get going here. Let's go to Nat Gas. Nat Gas is just absolutely terrible. It cannot do anything. Now it did bounce pretty hard off of this consolidation zone here on the test last week, or actually yesterday. I'm sorry, this week. So, or a couple days ago, derp, but not really doing anything. One notable thing on this chart is the volume. Look at the volume increasing this whole time as this sell off happens. And we did have a very large volume spike on this little candle yesterday. So this could actually be a basing spot for. I like when I see these when you have a big candle attempting to break and then you have an inside one right in the middle of it on bigger volume. than the sell-off candle. That's pretty good. That could lead to a bottom here at about 285-ish on nat gas. So I might nibble on that one again. I did get stopped on my position on this before on this first test of this range. And I think it was, I don't know, you can go back to those videos. It was around like 350-ish or something that I was looking for. And if it went below that, then it was kind of lookout below mode, which did end up kind of playing out. But oh well, what are you going to do? But I do like that on the daily. This is actually kind of nice for a possible bottom there, especially with that the way the volume profile looks like. Bonds, whatever, struggling like everything else. Notes, there's just nothing new here. TNX is just the inverse of that. Euro, bleh, whatever. Gold is trying, but it's losing a little bit of steam. Let's go to daily. Oh, sorry, 3 hour daily. Yeah, we've lost the momentum too on DMI, and we're starting to lose it on RSI too. We started losing this horizontal at 1890-ish. Man, I would look for at least a test to 1840. Above that, obviously, would go to probably about 2K, like right under 2K. Silver just also struggling hardcore, man, at that 2420 level. All the oscillators are very neutral again. So this is momentum has been sucked out for the bulls that it had for a while. So that kind of sucks. Nothing really there. And GDX getting rejected so far from that very important level, this horizontal. Not very sexy. Don't like that. I don't have the line drawn on there, but kind of bad. We lose this trend line, man. Gold and silver are probably going to dump hard. All right, and I think that's about it. Oh, nice. I got about 30 minutes. I'm trying to do them faster and faster. I know it's a lot of info compressed, but I just trying to do it faster to leave room for possible chat engagement or ticker symbols to look at and stuff like that. But to wrap up my thoughts, actually, let's go look at sector majors real quick. I did want to look at the financial sector real fast. We haven't done that yet. All right, interesting. All right, this actually looks kind of good above 35. Not too bad. I thought it was going to look a little bit worse than that. How about builders? Oh, look, another little inverted head and shoulders. Hey, maybe it's over. It's over, man. It's bulls only now, dude. Let's see how Reefer's playing out. Been eyeballing the crap out of this. What the hell? 130 something percent. This is some shit coin. Plant-based investment corp. Yeah, with no volume. Look at that. So many days where it doesn't trade. That doesn't mean shit. I should probably just take that off my list. SMG, CGC. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of follow through. Again, like I mentioned before on the weekly 3 stabs on MJ and HMMJ, I took some small positions in weed stocks off of that. Just because, that looks nice. Oh my God, Village Farms. What the hey, dude? Oh man, I got a nice signal too on that day before it just dumped. These purple candles are purple candles of death. Yeah, whenever you see those, that momentum is done until it regains that candle. But wow, look at all the volume on this candle though. Is this capitulation? This very well could be capitulation. Holy moly. Let me see. This is the highest volume it's seen since November of 2021, which is right around here on the exit pumping before the abyss and the 99.9% drop. And then the last time it had volume was in the hype cycle back over here. So, wow. Let's see where this is on relative on a fib extension. Oh, my God. It's not even close. Yeah, wow. So this is actually kind of interesting. Maybe some capitulation selling here. Nice big volume spike. I mean, the biggest we've seen in a long time. Except for these exit pumps, like I just mentioned earlier. But okay, this might be a bottom possibly. I'm gonna wait till next week. I might nibble a little bit on this with a real tight stop on it, just right below, probably about 90 cents. Is kind of what I'm looking for on that. But wow, Village Farms, and I know like the weed companies, man, are just so screwed until the Fed like lets them bank. VFF, yeah, we're on that. Oh, I know who you are. We're literally talking about VFF, bruh. Look at the chart, bruh. Um, yeah, the weed companies are just kind of screwed until the Fed changes their stance on them. You still can't bank. It's still Schedule 1. I mean, that's like the biggest hurdle for weed right now. And I usually don't care about fundamentals, but that fundamentally has to change to really get this excited. And my buddy's real involved in the weed space and was telling me that these guys and a couple of the other ones, Tilray, I think, they're pretty much battling about selling produce and tomatoes now because the weed game is just trashed. He also said that a bunch of them like stopped operations in let me see. Let me go double check here, make sure I say that right. He actually was saying they stopped, like some of the big guys just stopped selling in Colorado and some of the bigger retail markets. So that's pretty interesting that they're kind of pulling out. So the weed business is tough, man. Very, very tough. You've been moderated. Why did they moderate you? What the shit is that? You didn't even what? Or did you just delete that? What the hell just happened? Because I don't have no moderators. I don't do anything on that. I don't give a shit what you say in the chat. You said a bad word. That's weird. I cuss on here all the time. They haven't taken my streams off. Say the bad word again. I want to see. Type. Let's see. Type the F word in there. Let's see what happens. I want to see that. Come on, Trading View. What the fuck? Oh, oops. All right. You said the F word and it deleted it and you put a heart? Whoa, what the shit, dude? Oh, I don't like that. That's not cool. I even put on the stream when I started that it's not like I mean that it could have kids unfriendly kids stuff. It put the heart for me, censored and then erased it. So it puts a heart for fuck, huh? Does it say heart when I say fuck on the stream? What the shit, man? Yeah, but Village Farms, maybe. I don't know. This could easily just keep going down into the freaking black hole of death. How weird. That's stupid. Yeah, but this could totally do that. Oh, let's look at something I just mentioned on Fibonacci. Is this an 886 for trade? It is. Look at that. Interesting. So as I just showed y'all on NASDAQ on the 886, 786 area, this is usually the major contention zone for the momentum. And I mean, obviously the bears have had a lot of momentum, but this is usually where stuff will flip in this zone. And a safer way to play this kind of strategy with Fib is waiting for a short-term moving average, say like a 5 to 12 SMA or EMA, and then when you get a close above that, which I can put that on here real quick to kind of illustrate my point. Let's see, we'll just make the purple one. Oh wait, we'll do a 10 simple. Oh, I already got that one on there. So that, which is this teal line here now. And so when you get a weekly close above that, that gives you the better odds of it rallying to structure, which in this case would be like a buck 50-ish. Assuming, let's say, it happened in the next couple weeks or something like that. And yeah, that's actually interesting, man. Let's do the cheat code volume profile. Let's see what that says. Bam, bam. Oh yeah, there's nothing down here though. There's like what you can clearly see on these crappy shit candles from 10 years ago. Yeah, there's like when no one traded it, there's like 8 people giving people trading shares back and forth. But it is right at the level, man. So that actually gives me a little bit better a little bit better that possibly this could be a bottom, but man, the problem is here it loses that 90 cents. This bitch could go to like 60 or 50 cents with a quickness, man. So that it is definitely high risk for sure. Let's go back over here. Let's see. And the volume though, man, that's the best part about this chart, that mega volume spike on here. So as long as price is above about 90 pennies, like, might be worth a shot. It's definitely super risky, but might be worth a shot. Let's see on this intermediate structure for yeah, it's about at the 1618. So if you got back above a buck, I'd feel a lot more comfortable on this guy for probably a rally to, maybe a buck 10, buck 20, but 25 million securities offering. Oh yeah, well they're trying to raise money. Yeah, because they're broke. They can't be selling weed right now. Their tomato sales aren't cutting it. And most all these companies are Canadian based too. They don't. Most of them don't even do any business in Americas because of the restrictions from the Fed. I will say a 45 is super high on DMI, or 46. That might be the highest it's been since when? Back over here on October 2019. Let's zoom in a little bit and see what that looked like. October 2019. So around here. Oh, wait, it's a little bit before that, early. Oh, look, on another gap. Hey, gaps generally get filled. I'd say probably 80%, 90% of the time, gaps do get filled. So you just might have to hold it for another 50% downside before it fills, or wait for the Fed to say something, which I do kind of have a feeling that the current administration might say something like that to boost up their numbers a little bit for the upcoming elections in a couple years. But again, that's a couple years away, so no need to rush on that shit. Let's see. Dump Fest 3000. Back below 90 though, it goes into black hole mode, and there literally is kind of no bottom on it, so just be weary of that. Let's see. Let's go look at one more thing. I want to look at some exchange tokens to see if, holy moly, Strike is, oh shit, whatever. There's no volume. Who cares about that? I wanted to look at OKB if it's still getting the love. Yeah, because like a couple of these shit coins, there are a few like Ton and this one. I don't know why everyone is loving OKB. Even let me erase this. Even its exchange has been capturing a lot of the market over pretty much since FTX happened. It's been getting a lot of that market share, and pretty interesting. This thing just keeps running, man. Defying the crypto market. I know I say I hang my hat on Mama Bear, which I do because 99% of the time it will dictate most of the shitcoin's price, but there's always outliers, and this is definitely one of them. Oh, Waves doing a little pampage today. Oh, yeah, look at Waves up 16%. Very nice. Very nice. Breaking out of its range. Hey, something that's a little bit different. How about KuCoin? Is KuCoin next? That looks a lot like the Waves chart. Is it going to test about 850? Possibly. Doesn't look too bad. Oh, let's see. I think that's probably about it. Oh, yeah, let's go look at Microsoft real quick and Apple, because those have been kind of struggling. Oh, okay. Microsoft actually had a decent week here. Bears still have momentum, though, via DMI, and it's barely testing the 21, so it's close. Hey, look, it's kind of like all the other damn charts. Need a little bit more data on there and get some more time. Let's go to Apple. And Apple's also rallied right up into the bottom end of all of this range zone here. Range zone. Man, if I would say if the January could close above like 148, this would engulf the Bears' attempt to go down and sell off, and that would actually look pretty damn good from a bullish standpoint. So, and hell, since Apple and some of these companies all on this list are pretty much the market as far as the indices go, that would look pretty good. What's Tesla doing? Gap and go. Look at Tesla gapping and going. I guess it had some okay earnings. Lower the price of your cars, you make more money, I guess. Let's go. Next major resistance is about almost 200, just shy of 200. I would expect some good resistance at about 180 before that. So we'll see. But yeah, this bitch is just gapping and going. A possible re-entry on this on the gap fill could be a good play on Tesla coming up. Man, a week is up 30%. Wow. All right, Elon. Elon for the win this week. And what was the other one I wanted to look at? Deflation for the win. Cure for high prices is high prices. That is totally true, man. That is totally true. Yeah, I haven't heard that one in a while. I'm glad you posted that. What was I gonna look at? Hershey's. Hershey's struggling. Chocolate struggling. You don't want chocolate. You don't want to see the smart money Hershey's indicator rolling over here. It actually is making new lows, and we are actually just retesting all this consolidation. Let's go to a week. Clean that chart up a little bit. Yeah, interesting. Okay. So we just kind of have to see what happens here over the over the sorry, I just was laughing at that high prices, high inflation's comment again. That's it's just good. All right, let's wrap this bitch up. Bitcoin, it's trying. If this closes like this, hammer candle, especially if we could get a little bit higher, like maybe up to 23.3 above that, that would actually look pretty good. And I would look for another test of 24. 24,000 is that number, guys. That number would be, if we get starting to get above there, man, woo, we can start singing bull tunes pretty good. We would want a couple days at least up there, probably preferably a week or so, and that would be pretty sexy. But so let's not get too excited yet because we always want confirmation, and we're just with so many charts struggling right under major resistance, trend lines, very important moving averages, and structure, and everything kind of doing that. It is very interesting. So let's wait for some January action, see what happens. And I guess we'll wrap up with my January chart. Deflation for the. Why is this erasing a lot of the freaking chat? What's going on, dude? I'm gonna have to send TradingView a message about that. Let's wrap up with this January chart. I know I talk about it a lot and it's posted on my ideas page, but we'll just peep it again because I do think it's super important. And if we go over here and look, you can see that it's called bottoms and tops pretty much every time. Yeah, there was one little blip in the black swan event of coronavirus. Noteworthy that it did get held up by the previous January. So that's pretty interesting. And so right now we're kind of doing that test. This is a big ass monthly candle. That's if it prints up here and it's only 4 days and 7 hours left. Wow, already the end of January. You can see it is coming up to this major resistance again at about 24,000. But this would be really sexy. And off of the previous histories of this January monthly performance chart, that would say the bottom had been put in at about $16,000. Doesn't mean that it can't go down and test again, 17, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Can I say what my streaming schedule is? I erased my other stuff to hide my name. Oh yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. And I'm targeting between 9 and 11. I don't have the exact time. I'm trying to kind of iron that out still. But it'll be between 9 and 11 in the morning, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. But yeah, back to this chart. Let's extend this over. Well, no, we don't want to clutter it up. So this could say that that is the bottom, and that has been true for all the other candles for January. And if you look at this chart on my ideas page, you can see these little orange dots. Those are just quick references for the month of January, so you don't have to kind of scroll and look like, oh, which one is it? Is it this one, this one? So that's just quick reference I put in there. And so you can see at the tops too, it does work both ways. So when you're at the top of a range, i.e. over here, January of 2014, that was the top. You can see right there. That is the red arrows is what they dictate. is the tops of January. Here's a tweezer top with the monthly. Price never went back above that. Price never went back above that. Price never went back above here either. So January has laid the foundation for the rest of the year and a little beyond sometimes, especially if it's bull runs, every single January. So that is extremely noteworthy. Uh, there is one January over here in 2011 that was actually kind of at some highs and just had continuation. So, I mean, if let's say this printed here and you don't get price action at the tops below that and it holds it even at a top, hey, that's good too. So the bodies of January super super important. Yeah, AM Central, yeah. So super important there. And so I this is January, super sexy, super awesome. I do like this. I think that we're probably basing out and setting in the bottom for crypto because the halving isn't too far away. Let's see. And then the piercing too. I haven't done the piercing analysis yet. Do I have time to do that real quick? What time is it? 11:20. I guess I could do that real quick. Let's see. We'll do yellow. We need to add that's the downside. And so let's see. Let's kind of just copy. Whoa. Let's copy this and let's get some fresh actually, what am I doing? I can just do it like this. Derp. You can just hit control and then click any kind of drawing you've made on TradingView and it'll just copy that shite. And let's do this for piercing performance. But we're gonna have to change this to upside piercings. What am I not spelling? I'm not the best speller. Persons. Per your persons. Maybe no time today, but I'm curious about good oil companies and good banks to buy. I'm looking at some good banks. Yeah, there might be some. We'll go look here in a second. Maybe. Give me a sec. Kind of want to just go ahead and smash this out real fast. And we're actually going to make this a greenish color because this will be dictating for upside instead. All right, so let's look at some piercings. And I'll be referencing this price up here where EMA, it says when I'm dragging my cursor, you can see that number changing. So that gives me the value real fast. So I just want to see exactly where this is piercing. And this is the high is 317. So it actually didn't pierce. It looks close. So this one did pierce on October of 2015. So that'll be the first marker. So we'll go October 15. Oh, not 16, 15. And that actually did can have continuation and never went back below that. And it just rallied all the way up to the next freaking high. I mean, holy moly, the bitch went. I mean, what is that? Oh my gosh, come on. Come on, TradingView, let's go. I mean, that turned into me a 3,600. I'm just going to write, I'm not going to put performance on there. I'm just going to put that was bottom and we rallied because there's not going to be very many of these. So here's another one on April of 2019 was also a bottom too. And you can actually see, interesting, you can see that pierce actually caught the low of the coronavirus. Huh. All right. That's interesting. So we got April of 19 bottom, and we'll make a little notation, caught low of CV crash. That's interesting. And you can see it also did warn, which I already have that on the low sides for the downside action, which is what the yellow arrows are. When you pierce the 21 on a monthly, look out below. Look out below. It's not super fast because these are monthly candles. It might take a couple months or whatever, but let's see. And we didn't really even get a close below that, but I guess we could count this one as piercing it back to the upside since it did go down. So we will count that one. Oh, hell yeah. April of 2020. Let's go, baby. April of 2020. And that was also a bottom. I'm just doing some notes. I'll go and do some more details on that later. And now look at that. We literally only have, maybe this one probably did because it doesn't go back far enough. But I bet you this one did pierce it. So that's pretty much like 100%. Yeah, granted, Bitcoin's only been out 10 years or 11 years or whatever, 12 years, whatever the shit it's been. And around a decade, we'll just say. And so there's not many times that it's gone into mega bear markets. So whenever we get that little pierce, and we will cover it on the show, whenever we get that little pierce here, which currently resides at about 27, I'll just round it to 28,000. That candle could be dictated as the bottom. And if that happens, along with this good January candle, I will go into aggressive buy the dip mode with stops below either one of those candles, depending exactly how they print. So pretty sexy there, guys. I do like that. All right, let's exit that. Let's go back over here. And oil, just generally in oil, just real quick. Generally in oil, without oil breaking above that 82.50 area we've been talking about a lot. I mean, look at the struggle. The struggle is real on oil, and we're actually about to engulf today against the last 4 or 5 days of business. So that's not super great, but it isn't. It's like a really neutral bullshit zone right here. Bull heart zone. I guess I have to censor myself now. No, I won't do that. TradingView can suck it. Yeah, so I mean, and if this can kind of turn into let's see, it's almost like this inverted sort of symmetrical, not symmetrical, sorry, an inverted descending triangle. It's like an ascending triangle, I guess is what that is. God, that was really special. Derp. I just had a derp moment there. It's like an ascending triangle. If we get above that 82.50 area, man, I would say, yeah, a lot of those oil stocks are going to rally super hard. And some of those, let's go see. I think I have a list over here somewhere. Oil, where are you? I've got too many damn lists. Energy, here we go. So, I mean, you've got stuff like Chevron. It's kind of doing a little saucer here, but man, look at that. Got slappeth today. Had bad earnings, I guess. Yeah, it sure did. Yeah, see that all these stocks too, kind of just fanning through a couple. They're all like in the top middle of the range. Let's see, Halliburton. Yeah, same thing. Same thing. Let's see. Oh, that one looks brutal. So oil could be good here coming up. But I would just be watching the oil price. If we start clearing 82.50, then you can start looking for maybe some beat up oil companies, maybe like Oxy or why is KMI not on this list? KMI should definitely be here. That's Texas, baby. Maybe I just overlooked it. Yeah, KMI. Let's go to weekly so it's not as busy. I mean, this is actually kind of interesting, but between the two long-term moving averages and oil struggling right around the gap, I mean, that's a tough one. So it's close. And banks are, oh crap, that's not the one I wanted. I wanted sector majors, XLF. So banks is an ETF. You can also use like KRE for regional banks, and KBE is another one too. Then they're all a little bit different. But XLF is the major big one. You can see we'd had a nice little test of the previous highs, rallied off of there. Now we're attempting to break out, just like so many other charts, right underneath major resistance. We get a weekly, though, open and close above like 36 bucks. Yeah, then we probably will rally up to about like 39 on this chart. And then you can start looking at maybe, individuals, Goldman, Morgan Stanley, all those fuckheads. But let's see regionals. Yeah, the regionals don't look good. I mean, this is descending triangle action right here all day. This descending triangle all day. So, and XLF is like the bigger big boy banks, which are different than the kind of smaller regional banks. And if this plays out and breaks below 44ish bucks, the target is right around this cluster at about $38. So that doesn't look super good. We'll put a little target on there. Conversely, though, you get above this little trend line and ultimately make a higher high here at about $50, then yeah, you can start looking at those. Um, and I'm not sure why you like banks. You have your own reasons, but the charts are a little bit, again, like right up against major resistance, like so much stuff is. It's like they're almost bullish as hell. If we look at some individuals real quick, I mean, Goldman Sachs off alone by itself above 340 is okay. Let's see, Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley does have really good support at about $16 to be fair. You have all the moving averages between 1530 and 1630. So in that dollar range, it's okay, but it is still making lower highs and lower lows on a weekly. So, oh, sorry, I'm not on the right goddamn chart. Wait, my bad. My bad, bro. Oh, okay. Disregard what I just said. When did I just type in there? Royal Canadian something? Oh well. It's gone now. I'll have to look at it later. This is actually super crazy hammer candle. What the shit? Hold on, let me zoom in on this. Wow. What is this? A 12% move in a bank is like, that's gargantuan. Yeah, I don't know if that's a bad print or something. That's very wild. Wow. Well, okay, let's just assume it's good. Hey, man, maybe you're onto something with some banks. This above $92 actually looks pretty damn good. Would like to see it clear this doji above 97, and the target would be like 105. So very nice hammer candle in the weekly. Pretty crazy though on that little PAMP. Let's go look at Bank of America real quick. Yeah, just kind of lollygag. This one looks like most every other chart, just kind of lollygagging, not really doing anything too sexy. And we can bring this out because it's going to be more like this. Oh, look, it's like every other chart against the trend lines and major moving averages and horizontals. Very cool. And this is probably on the backs of the Fed just doing what they said they're going to do, right? If they say they're going to hike more and do some crazy shit like that, maybe this does get some breakout action. We can actually look at Dixie too. See what Dixie's telling us. Dixie is telling us shit. It's all the way down at major support at 100. Man, that is terrible. Got destroyed. Really, bonds is the place to look for that kind of stuff. Let's go look at the bondage. High yield kind of looks like ES, kind of like a lot of other shit. Here's a better head-ish type and shoulders. But really what I wanted to look at was TLT. Yeah, if this starts rallying and breaks out, then yeah, maybe the Fed is just going to chill out and go sideways and do these small little quarter point hikes. But who the hell knows what they're going to do, man? Like, their data dependent shit. Well, that's they usually do what they're going to say. They say they're going to do, but they also revise and have changed how they calculate inflation 3 times in the last year. So I don't know, man. It's kind of shady. Let's go back to majors real fast. I just want to look. Man, it's whipsaw nation, baby. All right, so the narrative's the same, guys. We're banging up against bulls are making the best attempt that they have in a long time to turn the market around. So you can't discredit that. It just needs to be a little bit more, just a little bit more, and probably another week or 3 to kind of confirm or get denied that they are not just doing a bull market or a bear market rally and fake out. So we're damn close, but just not quite out of them woods yet. And again, that applies to pretty much like almost every chart we've looked at. Of course, there's always outliers, but right now that's just kind of the narrative. But anyway, I'll be signing off now. Much love. It's been Z Rex with no noise. I'll catch y'all guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Peace.